Hi everyone, I'll be doing a policy critic on POFMA. So let's look into the content page. So what we'll be looking into is fake news. We'll be defining media governance. Then we'll be looking into what is POFMA, and we'll be understanding media governance theories such as public sphere governmentality. And we'll be looking into how can we support POFMA, and we will be also looking into why understanding POFMA is important. Right, that's the content. So first of fake news. So what is fake news is actually the circulation of fabricated information on the media space, usually created to influence political views or as a joke. Right, that is what fake news is. So Lim 2017 in a news article shared there is 5 or 6 categories of fake news. I've just put in 5 years because the sixth one is a bit more confusing. It is almost as similar to propaganda. So I just omitted that. So there's 5 different ones. So first off is disinformation. Disinformation is actually false information which are created with the intent to deceive public. Propaganda is biased to news, one point of view or one standpoint of view kind of news to promote political cause. Hoaxes are actually content created to deceive its consumers, normally based on businesses and consumer. So that's what hoaxes are, to deceive that consumer. So that's what hoaxes is. Satire or parodies is content that is intentionally composed to resemble traditional media genres, which conveys thought-provoking messages by employing sarcasm, humor, or gross exaggeration. Right? Gross exaggeration. So this is what satire parody is, right? And lastly, inaccuracy in journalism is simply journalists sharing news which is not vetted or verified, unverified news. So that is what fake news are, right? And then next we look into what is media governance, is defining media governance. So defining media governance, simply put, it is uh, government policies to regulate media information. So that's media and governance. That's what media governance is. Because in every part of our life, we have our government creating policies to regulate things in food, in transport, and in media too. They have policies to control the content which the media space can and cannot have, and all the media has to follow and obey these policies, right? So POFMA is one such policy under media governance, right? POFMA is one such policy to control and regulate information in the media in Singapore under the media governance idea, right? So POFMA is short for Protection from Online Falsehood and Manipulation Act. And then the Singapore government implemented POFMA to eliminate circulation of fake news due to online circulation of two allegations. Back then there was two allegations. One was halal pork allegation, where news was spreading that NTC was selling halal pork, and there was another news on a roof somewhere in Punggol, it was collapsed. So these two allegations caused a lot of anxiety and unwanted anger in between people. So which pushed the government to actually pass this law POFMA in about, I think, in October 2019. So failing to comply with the act would subject the convict to pay a fine ranging between 50,000 to $1 million, or imprisonment ranging between 5 to 10 years. Right. So this is the whole idea of POFMA as a brief. So understanding media government theories, we should understand the media government theories to understand what is causing the spread of fake news. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the main idea here, right? So the public sphere is a physical arena where the public could gather and voice their concerns to the government, right? If you can see the picture here, in 18th century, men would gather around and communicate their ideas and right, and come up with a solution in that sorts of things. So with technological advancement, public sphere arena went up to internet. So in the internet, anyone can make up information and share. So which is not verified. So which can spread like a wildfire and cause a lot of trouble. Again, governmentality. So the governmentality is the art of governing focuses on motivating the populace to watch their behavior by leveraging the media to form social norms. So this is about creating social norms with the help of media. Normally, government does these things to impose a certain behavior and to create a social norm, like how Singaporeans do not litter. That's a social norm which has been formed from years of influence and media influence. So again, in digital age, fabricated news or propaganda can be spread, which is not verified or and which is not good for our society, such as terrorist agendas. And if people are convinced by those terrorist agendas, people could go ahead and start fighting and create unnecessary and unwanted problems. So these are the issues. These are the main reasons why such things are happening. Fake news are spreading. So how can we support POFMA, right? So simply is to be media literate. So what media literacy is? The ability to assess, analyze, evaluate media in various forms. And then the vast amount of information shared around the internet demands the public to think critically and do their research to validate the news, right? So media literacy is simply to know which is true and which is fake, and not to spread around, and to do your own research so that we do not spread fake news online and create unnecessary anxiety and alarm, right? So that's media literacy it's all about. And lastly, on conclusion, we need to be media literate so that we would not be contributing to the spread of fake news. That's one. And second, and most importantly, we need to be aware that there is such a policy in place so that we would not be susceptible to committing a crime, right? Because under this policy, there are penalties, and if we commit a crime against that, we are going to be in trouble. So that is one of the main reason, and that we must be aware of POFMA. And thank you for listening.